For many centuries, men of honor followed a code that shaped warriors, kings, and noble men. But today, that code is slowly fading away. Whether it's young people involved in violence, break-ins, or whatever it may be, just disrespect towards elderly people, that code has slowly been fading away. And that's exactly why I'm here. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, where we unpack and uncover ancient wisdom to help the modern young man rise to greatness. If you're new here or perhaps don't know who I am, my name is Eric. I'm a youth mentor, speaker, and author, and I'm passionate in all things raising strong, noble men. You see, every week in these episodes, I'll be giving you the tools, right? The mindset and the battle plan for you to be able to live with strength, dignity, respect, and purpose. Hey, listen, if you want to settle for average, be an average young man, this isn't for you. But if you want to level up, if you want to rise to greatness and become everything that you possibly can, then this is the right place for you. Let's go. And our first topic to kick off this series is, well, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. So why don't we talk about Valentine's Day and how does that relate to ancient wisdom, men of honor, noble men? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. See, most guys think that Valentine's Day is just about relationships. It's for those who are in a relationship. Well, what if I told you that it's way more than that? Like, it's deeper than that. You see, if we were to throw it all the way back, that's right, throw it back. If we were to throw it all the way back to ancient times, knights and noble men were actually measured by the level of respect that they had for the women around them. And this weren't just women that were related to them, but this were women everywhere that they encountered. Back in those times, these knights and these noble men, these kings, they honored and respected the women in their lives. They were seen as protectors and not predators over these women. They would do everything in their power to protect these women. In fact, that's why they would arm themselves, and that's why they would do some of what they did in terms of battle, warfare, and army stuff that they did. It was all in the hopes of protecting the women and the children that they loved. So if we were to go back to this form of chivalry, this form of protection, and bring it back and into today's day and age for the modern man, it means that Valentine's Day is so much more than just relationships. It's so much more than perhaps, whether it's a girlfriend or whatever it may be. In fact, you don't need to wait to have a girlfriend before you show honor to a woman in your life on this particular celebration and this particular day. Listen, some men hate Valentine's Day. Some men love Valentine's Day. Whether you love it or you hate it, the day really isn't about that, but rather it's about an opportunity to be reminded to honor and to respect the women who are in your lives that you appreciate and that you truly are grateful for. And so whether you're on the fence of, I don't like it, Eric, don't talk to me about it, it's just over commercialized, or whether you're on the fence of, man, I cannot wait to get my hands on the flower to give it to my girl. Wherever you sit, whatever side of the fence that you're on, this is way beyond a person that perhaps you want to impress, but it's more so about the people in your life whom you want to impress upon, that you love, you respect, and you are so grateful for them. You see, let's be real, as teenage boys, it's often so easy to be caught up in infatuation with a person, a girl that we may like, that sometimes we actually forget about our mothers. We forget about perhaps the special women in our lives, whether it's our aunties or perhaps it's even our sisters, younger or older, who've been there since day one, who've been there for such a long time, and yet all of a sudden, whether it's at school or wherever it may be, even online, we meet someone for a short period of time and it's like, ooh, we are swept away in love whilst we neglect the very ones in our own homes who've always been there for us. And so here is the segue into my challenge for every young man and every teen boy this Valentine's Day. To not see this holiday or this celebration or this special day as a day that's meant for your, person of interest that you're, like, but rather for it to be a reflection and a day of appreciation and gratitude to the very women in your household and in your world who've been there for you since day one, who've played a significant role in your life. So in order to break this down so you don't have to think too hard, let me do the thinking for you. I'm referring to your mothers, I'm referring to your sisters, I'm referring to your auntie, I'm referring to your grandmother, I'm referring to your bonus mom, I'm referring to the women in your life who've done so much for you that if you were to think about it right now, you'd be like, yo, brother's got a point. So Valentine's Day, 2 days away. Here's what I need you all to do. It's a challenge for you. Noble men and these knights of ancient times, they were people that didn't just talk, but they were people that every single day were involved in the action of protection of women. They were people who were every day involved in the respectful relationships of those they encountered. So here it is, real simple. Y'all ready? See, right now, for some of you young boys, you have never engaged with Valentine's Day because you think that's reserved for, when you have someone that you're interested in. And so here it is. This Valentine's Day may be your very first time being involved and participating. And so here it is. I want you to think of a gift, a present, think of something small that you can do with your mom. Now, just for idea's sake, whether it's just a single rose of flower, right? Because guess what? It doesn't have to be something expensive, okay? Whether it's, a bunch of flowers, depending on your budget, depending on your circumstance. It's not the size of the gift so much, but it's the size of your heart, the intention of your heart to honor them is what is most important. So whether for some of you, you might want to take mom out for a coffee, right? You might want to take her out for brunch on your day off. You might want to come home from school and decide, hey, on this particular night, I'm gonna make dinner for you, mom. Just relax. You ain't gotta do nothing. Your boy's got it. You raised a good man. There are so many ideas, and now with ChatGPT, you can type in a few things, 10 ideas to show love, respect, and honor to my precious mama or whoever it is that is for. And you'll get so many ideas. And one of the blessings of this challenge that I'm giving to you is that when you do this year, guess what? You'll have your foot in the door, where next year it'll be natural. Next year you'll be able to step it up another notch as well. And then every year it's like it becomes part of who you are. It becomes a habit. And what do they say about habits? Habits form our future. They shape our future. And so now here's a young boy who may be 13, 14, 15, 16, I'm not quite sure. Teenage boy who's blessing his mom, being giving her flowers, who's showing appreciation, love, and respect to the women in his life. Do you know what kind of man that man is going to be when he's married to a woman? Like Valentine's Day, it's going to be light work for that man. Why? Because he's got years of experience of showing honor. It'll be second nature to him. And so as you step out, young man, to do this, not only are you participating in like ancient wisdom and ancient practice of noble men, knights, and warriors and kings of what they did, right, in showing honor and respect, but you're also setting yourself up for the future. So today, the ancient wisdom is simple. Go out there, engage and participate on this special day and show love, respect, honor, and gratitude to your mom, your sister, your auntie, whatever female in your life that you'd like to express this to. Go out there and do it, and I promise you something, it will absolutely make their day. I tell you something, it will blow them away. So my question to you, young man watching this right now, this Valentine's Day, will you be like other guys who let the day pass by and still even expect mom to do everything? Or will you decide this Valentine's Day to step up as a young noble man, to step up like the ancient knights did? And will you honor the women in your life, the women who've sacrificed for you, the women who've supported you since day one, the women who've backed you up, the women who've raised you? Would you step up? Would you give something back today and the days beyond? Would you be the noble man? Would you be the knight? I know that you'll do that. So here's what I want you to do. In the comments below, I want you to comment down what you're gonna do. I want to comment down anything else that you want to do and who it's for. Maybe it's your mom, it's your auntie, your sister. I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down. And whilst I've been prepping for this, to share this with you, I've also been thinking about, well, what am I going to do, right? Because I gotta lead by example, you know what I mean? And so my wife, I've got something special planned for her. My beautiful mother-in-law as well, I've got something special planned for her as well. Unfortunately, I've lost my mum and my beautiful stepmom as well. And so I'm gonna channel my energy into my wife and my beautiful mother-in-law. I'll be doing something for them this week as a reminder of how much I appreciate, respect, and love them. And so, young noble man, that is this week's ancient wisdom distilled within 10 minutes to empower you and help you rise to greatness. I'll see you next week for another install of Ancient Wisdom. Wisdom Wednesdays. Let's go.